Research and clinical practice have been entwined together since the establishment of the Eating Disorder Service here in the 1990s. In the 1980s, there was a research group here who demonstrated that you could treat young people as outpatients, so they were able to stay at home with their families rather than needing to be admitted to inpatient wards for treatment of eating disorders. That led to the establishment of an outpatient eating disorder service for children and adolescents in the 90s. And since then, research and clinical practice have gone hand in hand in the team. Our clinical practice is informed by what the research tells us about what really works, and our research is informed by what families and young people tell us about what is working for them and where there are gaps and where there are areas that actually there could be developments. There are a few ways in which we ask young people and their families to get involved in research projects. We think it's really important for young people and families to feel involved in what we do and to feel that they are really informing the developments of treatments that are really going to change outcomes for young people who are experiencing eating disorders. We really listen to what young people and families tell us about what's working and what's not working for them in their treatment and what their experience of treatment is, where we've done something that made a difference and where actually they still have difficulties that the treatment hasn't addressed. That then flows into where we think treatment innovations might be, or treatments that we might be able to test out with young people to see whether they really work. We're constantly auditing the outcomes of our treatments, so young people and families might be asked to fill in questionnaires at the beginning and end of their treatment, and that helps us to measure numerically where the changes are and where there are areas for development. We also ask young people to participate in specific research projects that we run. So that might be to be part of research looking at psychological mechanisms in eating disorders, so we can understand where there are areas that we might be able to help young people to make more specific changes. We also ask young people and their families for feedback on specific plans that we're developing around research projects. So we might ask young people whether what we're planning to do feels worthwhile to them, whether it addresses questions that they think are important. And we also might ask them to give us feedback on questionnaires or the ways in which we're thinking of running things, so they can help us understand whether what we're going to do is going to be something that's acceptable for young people and something they want to take part in. We have a group of parents that join us on our research steering group, so they are part of conversations around the planning and carrying out of research. They help us think about topics that we're considering investigating and how we might go about running projects. The research that we do within our team is done in collaboration with a number of different organisations, both in the UK and internationally. Research works best when people are thinking together and moving forward with ideas together, and we're really fortunate to be able to work with the Eating Disorders Research Group here at King's College London, and we're also really fortunate to have strong links with the Eating Disorders Research team over in San Diego.